Okay, good day everyone. Welcome to our third quarter school year 2020-2021. So, this quarter we'll be focusing on preparing sandwiches. So, first quarter, uh, we have preparing appetizers. Then, second quarter, preparing salads and salad dressing. So, this quarter, we'll be focusing on preparing sandwiches. So, in your module number 1, entitled Identify the tools, utensils, and equipment used in preparing sandwiches and identify ingredients used in preparing sandwiches. So, anyway, this is your module. I just open it so that you can be guided. So for lesson 1, you are expected to state history, you give the uses of different tools in preparing sandwiches, and to give the importance of these tools. So we have here the pre-test item. You are going to identify the words described by filling in the missing letters to complete the name of the tool. So you have here to fill in the missing letters. But activity sheet being provided, just write directly your answer. So this is 1 to 5. Okay, recap. So in this module we have a recap. You're just to read the statement, the 5 statement. Here, the direction you're gonna place or draw a happy emoji if the statement is correct. So, on sakto ang statement, then draw a happy face. So, for example, number 1, wash your hands for 30 seconds with soap and warm water before and after handling of fresh produce. So, is it correct or not? So, if it's correct, draw a happy face, or if not, unhappy face. So, just like this example, happy face and sad face. And yun lang i-draw. Next is the lesson proper says sandwich is a food typically consisting of vegetables, sliced cheese, or meat placed in between slices of bread. Or more generally, any dish where bread is used as a wrapper or container for another type of food. So these sandwiches are commonly available in restaurants and can be eaten hot or cold. So here are the example pictures of sandwiches. So colored. I have here colored example sandwiches. So these are example of sandwiches. Yummy, looks yummy. Okay, so history of sandwiches. So what's this history behind of sandwich? Accordingly, sandwich was popularized in England in 762 by John Montagu. So a notorious gambler, said to be the inventor of this type of food, so that he would not have to leave his gaming table to take supper. So meaning, okay, sa picture diba, sa iyang kamot, nara siya slices of bread na iyang gikaon. Okay, so gambler, he is a gambler, so di na siya ganahan nga barog, mulakaw. So he is just eating up a sandwich, so that's why it is called sandwich. This is John Montagu, the 4th Earl of Sandwich. Next is the current form of sandwich making use of slices of bread found in the West. So you can read this. Okay, the popularity of the sandwich in Spain increased dramatically in the 1st century when the rise of industrialization, because it's also an expensive meals essential. And in the US, the sandwich was first sold as a tasty meal at dinner. So we have here now the tools and utensil equipment in preparing sandwiches. So the first one is spatula. So these are just a review on the utensils and equipment kay last in our first quarter and second quarter, we are also talking about these utensils and equipment, so they are just similar preparing sandwiches. So we have sandwich spatula. Okay, so this is a spatula used to apply food spreads over the bread slices. This one is to use to level off ingredients in measuring cup. So this is this kind of spatula, the cookie cutter, for cutting out tinier bread. Yes, tinier bread for these sandwiches. We have here the scissors to cut the edges of bread. Sometimes it is also used in cutting the edges, but we also have a bread knife also in cutting the edges. We have here the grater and shredder used for shredding ingredients like carrot, cheese, chocolates, butter knife. So butter knife used to apply spreads also. Butter knife. We have chef knife, deli knife, serrated knife. Serrated because it has a sharp edge that has slight notches and slow notches or teeth. Paring knife used for peeling or mincing small items. So gamay lang ni siyang paring knife. We have here the cutting board or takparan, mixing bowl, rubber scraper used to scrape down sides of bowl when mixing, a measuring cup, glass measuring cup used for liquids. So measure mga water, oil, milk, so you can use glass measuring cup. We also have measuring cup for dry, solid and dry ingredients. This measuring cup, example of dry ingredients such as sugar, flour, white sugar. Then we also have measuring spoon. So para sa may measuring spoon to measure small quantities of ingredients like salt, pepper, baking powder, baking soda. We also have here your utility tray, a preparatory tool used to hold food in place. Okay, this is a utility tray, strainer used to strain or to separate liquid from solid, like for example, straining lemon juice. Next is the wooden spoon used to mix combined ingredients. Can opener, so to open can. Then we have here the equipment for sandwich making. Equipment, we have here the griddle. It is a flat-heated surface where food is directly cooked. This is a griddle, oven for baking the bread, microwave oven. We also have microwave oven, a salamander for browning or glazing the tops of the sandwich. Just like a small broiler, similar po ni sila. Next is a bread toaster. They used to toast the bread. Slicer used to slice food more evenly and uniformly. For example, slicing loaf bread. So you can use slicer. Chiller used to chill sandwich to keep them fresh. Then we have refrigerator here. So in your activity, in your module, you're going to complete the table. You'll list down the name of tools used in preparing sandwiches. So write down each uses and classification. So this is just 1 to 5 only. Name of tools or equipment. So this 1 to 5, then give the uses and classification. So unsa man classification, anyway wala siya na puta sa module, but classification we have here, is it a measuring tool, a preparatory tool, cooking tool, okay, ang muluto, it's like mga oven, salamander, is it a mixing tool or a cutting tool. So the classifications of tools and equipment. Next is the Venn diagram. So we are going to show the similarities and differences between these knives. So we have here the deli knife, chef knife, paring knife, and serrated knife. So in your activity sheet, you're going to define here or what's deli knife in this portion, what is paring knife, what is serrated knife, chef knife. So in this rectangular portion, you are going to write the similarities of the four. So what's the similarities of the four? So ayun siya ibutang sa ani nga portion. Next is we have here the wrap up. You have to summarize your learning on the preparation of sandwich by completing each statement. So for example, 3 tools or equipment that you use at home in preparing sandwich. So just 3 that you use at home in preparing sandwich. Next, of all the tools or equipment that we discussed, which one do you know better? So asa man ang mas nakaibaw nakadaan or you are well known. Next is which one also is confusing? Asa ang wala pa kasabot nga or bago pa nimo nga na nakahinagbo nga equipment. So here you have to explain your reaction in one sentence only, your insights regarding on the lesson on tools and equipment. So we have here also the problem solving. Just read this one, read this statement, then just answer briefly the question. What do you think is the problem with the sandwich? So Mrs. Vina Lomake preparing a clubhouse sandwich. So what do you mean by clubhouse sandwich? Is a multi-decker bread field. So this is a clubhouse sandwich. Clubhouse. It is a multi-decker sandwich. Next, so in your post test, this is 1 to 5, I think. Yes, 1 to 5. Just answer directly. This is okay. You can read that one, and you can also review on your notes. Okay, for your lesson 2, we have also the pre-test. Okay, pre-test 1 to 5, and recap. So you are going to identify and use the arrow to target tools and equipment. If an arrow hits on the tools, identify the tool. If it hits on E or equipment, then identify it and be able to give it uses. So for example, this is the tool. Identify the tool. Identify and siya nga tool. If it is equipment, identify also and give its uses. So just identify the tool and give its uses. Next is, okay, we have here the ingredients in preparing sandwiches. So lesson 1, tools and equipment. So in lesson 2, the ingredients in preparing sandwiches. So what are those ingredients in preparing sandwiches? We have here bread. Okay, the bread is good quality breads, provide variety and texture. I appeal to sandwiches. So, examples of bread are sliced bread, bun. Okay, fresh bread is easier to slice or cut if it is being chilled. So, next, we also have meat. Meat used for sandwiches like ham, salami, roast beef. Examples, this one. We also have poultry, chicken or turkey breast, characterized by a delicate golden brown surfaces. also just like this one, because this is